Welcome back to another episode of The Breakdown, where we're going to sit here and discuss Game 1 of the NBA Finals. It has come to a conclusion, the beginning of the end. Let's get it. Whew. We have it now. We have Game 1, Dallas Mavericks at the Boston Mavericks. Oh boy, what was that? The Dallas Mavericks at the Boston Celtics. Sounds a little better. Sounds a little more accurate. You know what I'm saying? Say at least. So, going into the series, I know you guys been like, man, what happened to the boy? He hasn't given no extra content going into this. Now I have waiting around and dig up information. Had everyone the rest time, because there was a lot of rest time in between. So first thing first, going into that, we had the Game 5. Game series, Dallas Mavericks took over. They ended at last Thursday, was it? Last Wednesday? I forget. But they had a decent little rest in between. Whereas the Celtics had, almost a 2-week rest? They had a clean sweep, getting got out, you know what I'm saying? So, now things about to pop off. They had some time to look at the tape of each other, see what's going on, see the game plans, get them up and running. And everyone got a chance to get healthier than what they were. And see if everyone comes to play. See who shows up. Everyone here is looking like a fine performance level. We have the high-scoring offense with the out of the blue, unexpectedly well-rounded and superb defense in the Dallas Mavericks against the entire length of the NBA season best number 1 team, Boston Celtics. Number 2 or 3 in offensive capabilities, number 1 or 2 in offensive efficiency, and number 2 in defensive capabilities. And yeah, we're going to have one hell of a banger in regards to what's going to happen between these two. This series, I imagine, I don't want to say I expect, I imagine it could be a reasonably long series. 6 or maybe even 7 games long. But it all depends on who shows up, who shows up. Because, like I said, everyone has had enough tape on each other to watch, see what, get the whole schematics and how to properly run through each other. But we have the highly efficient duo with the Mavericks. With I like to look at them as the Jokic Jr. and Doncic in regards to the passing the ball and eyeballing this, surveying the scene and moving the ball around and getting the role players involved in the game. That's why one of the biggest things to look for is going to be lively down low, or quick lob, or gaffer down low, or the quick lob. This game comes down to a lot of rebounding. I believe is going to be a big key part in this situation. Excuse me. I'm a little cold here. I expect it to be one of the biggest things in regards to how this game plays out. The series plays out. The biggest rebounders on the Mavericks side is going to be, the Lively, the Gafford, and sometimes Doncic, you be up in there, the Lucanus. Whereas on the Celtics side, it's majority of Tatum. So everyone else gets the ball or gets a couple grapples, you know what I'm saying? They average out to be about 3, 4, 5 between the rest of the cast, other than Porzingis, which he's been out for the past couple games. And by couple games, I mean almost the entirety of the playoffs since it started, you know what I'm saying? So he'll be out for a little bit, if I recall correctly. And but he should possibly be coming back here, Game 1. And if you guys been following my content, there's something that I always try to make sure I try to insinuate extremely well is that when people come off for a little layoff in regards to an injury or some time off or whatever the case may be, I feel they tend to typically get put into action a little too seriously, too fast in regards to the expectations of what they're going to be doing for, especially in the starter role. Here, Porzingis was the starter. And, don't get me wrong, Horford is doing a pretty decent job, but he's not Porzingis. But they come in and expect Porzingis to be doing what he used to do the entire time after the time off. He's been, recovering. He's not even 100% yet, according to him. He's getting there. The ball doesn't flow through him like it did Embiid or it did. No, John Morant was a different case scenario. Okay. Who else? Giannis. The ball didn't go through them. It doesn't go through Porzingis like that. But Porzingis was a good, huge part of the role. Got a lot of rebounds. You got shot the threes every now and then. It's a good way to move out. Open the floor. Sorry, that's the phrase. Best way to do. And his role is going to be very important. Also, a lot on the defensive side. He's one of the key defenders for preventing action in the paint. Which, if you notice from the last series with the Minnesota Timberwolves, that if given the opportunity to, Luka and the boys are going to dominate the paint. They're going to take over the paint. So that's going to be one of the key factors in this is the rebounding and the paint action. So keep an eye out on those two numbers in regards to who happens to win or lose in the regards to the series, right? So, not gonna lead too much more into the random sporadics of how the matches play out. Luka and the boy Kyrie gonna do the thing, move the ball around, play this, play that, make some fun times happen. And we're expecting Tatum to, at least for game 1, game 2, I expect Tatum to actually show up and be actively present offensively. And then when he starts slacking up, I expect Brown to be there to cover up. I expect Brown to be probably hitting his numbers every game, point-wise. So watch those numbers, though, because they're going to adjust according to what he does there. But I expect Tatum to be there definitely game 1 and 2. There's no pressure of game 1 and 2. But on that being said, though, as I start leading towards the picks for today, that's going to be a big thing. It's going to be popping off here. So actually, let me, can I see? They don't show me right here. Of course they don't show me right here. Man, I really want to see it, though. What did he do in regards to? No. I remember. I don't remember the exact details right now, but every time they played during the regular season, Celtics got in that ass. That's exactly what happened. The boys, the Mavericks, they weren't able to overcome. I think the best they did was 10-point difference. 9 or 10-point loss, okay? But the other one was like 20-something points. And it might be before Lively and Gafford got the team, the name it going on. But unfortunately, the searching for that, I'm not going to do it at the moment. But just know that the defensive potential of the Mavericks has definitely changed drastically in regards to that. And the way the team is synergizing now a lot more is way better than what it was in the preseason. So I don't want to hold that with a huge grain of salt for the preseason. Unlike the Pacers and the Mavericks, the Pacers and the Bucks, that series, that was exactly the same thing. At least that's what I see anything different there. Whereas here, though, this is going to be drastically different. So let's get into these numbers. Let me see what they got for me. So, that being said, as of right now, as of almost 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we have the numbers looking at, let's see, books here. DraftKings has the favorite of Boston at home at negative 230, with Dallas the best plus 205 at ESPN bets. The spread right now is 6.5. Boston negative favorite. Get that at FanDuel, negative 108. Or get the positive for Dallas at negative 110 at DraftKings. The over-under is going to be 215.5. Minus 110 at DraftKings. Under at FanDuel at negative 108. Interesting number. 215. The Mavs. That's the only game that the Dallas didn't hit that was when they played with that loss against the Mavs, against the Timberwolves in the last 4 games. But 215.5 is a number that these teams combined have not touched. They've only touched, 8 out of the last 20 games combined, okay? So I'm not really too leaning towards that, because on that same note, 215.5 was touched because of the Pacers with the Celtics and the Pacers playing it. The Mavericks, they were trying to be really efficient and score drastically through the defense of Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves' defense was quite shaky, and they were just not able to stop Luka or Kyrie get in the paint. So they only hit that. I said those games, 3 to 5 games, they hit over 215.5. So that's a little bit shaky. I'm not too sure how I feel about that one right now. And let me get a little more talking, and I come back to this. All right. So right now, though, honestly here, one of the biggest things that we have to look out for is the amount of time that Porzingis is going to be playing in this game. He's going to be a key role, a key feature in regards to preventing points in the paint from Lively and Gafford, yeah. And if he's not there, that's going to be a big issue, because Al Horford, he's not great for getting rebounds, but he does a little paint work, but it's a different kind of paint work, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have Bob Ross with the paintbrush, making the paint things happen. And then we have Mr. 3 blocks down on own shop painting the wall. You know what I'm saying? It's two different ways of paint work. And that's exactly how Porzingis and Horford are for defense down low. I would definitely say, right now, my current thoughts are, even though, don't get me wrong, like the momentum that the Mavericks had coming off of the last game, that was a finished up series. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get it up, but now they're going against the big dogs. They're going against the big dog of the league for this season. So I expect them to have that fire coming into the first game. The thing about these two teams is that both these teams have done amazing work on the road. Boston Celtics being actually undefeated entirely. And man, I wish I would have this number, because I want to see the exact number for Mavericks being on the road compared to being home, because they'll have that explicitly listed off for the playoffs from anywhere that I keep constantly looking at. Or maybe they do. Let me see real quick, because I actually want to know that number right now. That's actually a very key thing. It's not really a key thing, but it's a key thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if they give me this here. Give me like 13 seconds. I feel like they might give me what I need. No, but they give me the ability to count to myself. Oh, phenomenal, okay? At Clippers loss, at Clippers win. So yeah, one loss on the road. So they lost on the road, okay? So they're not undefeated. So that right there says a lot right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 losses there on the road. All right, so they clean it up. Okay, the best way to put it. They got 2 losses on the road. compared to the rest of the games they won. So they lost at home, lost at home. But either way, like I said, they had 2 losses on the road. So which means that they're decent on the road. Like they do what they have to do on the road, but it's not the same as the Celtics have been. Celtics, like I said, are undefeated on the road. And just the difference here, though, I worry about is the fact that, like I said, they're undefeated on the road, but the quality of the level of opponents it played have been drastically different. Going down the runs of who had a harder schedule in regards to getting to the finals, that goes to Mavericks hands down. If you argue me, you obviously should let me know in the comments below about how bad of a thought process you have about thinking that, because there's no possible way ever that the Mavericks have not had a hardest road fought to get here. All right, so going to the ropes, like I said, from the very beginning, Boston had, I can't remember the first team they played. Because it was just, was that the Magic that played first? No, they didn't play Magic first. Excuse me. But the last people did what? They beat the Pacers. Let's go backwards. They knocked out the Pacers, knocked out the Cavs. They knocked off the person who came from the East, who won the play-in. I gotta take it back now. It's hurt my heart right now. Who they play? Man, I really don't want you guys to watch me struggle right now, thinking, because this is gonna hurt my head. It's gonna hurt my emotions too. Cavs. Heat. Bam. There you go. The Miami Heat. All right, Heat. So going down that logic, he had no offensive capability, no strong offensive capabilities, decent defense. Cavaliers had better defense, better offensive, but not really substantial. You see, they got blown out too. Pacers had all offense, no defense. And no one in the offensive department there, and they weren't able to hold it down. Whereas, see, that's a good thing, but it's the Mavs, like, they're easy to go through them. Mavs played the Clippers round 1, and the Clippers were actually had the better team at the time, but they got overran, and they ran out of gas. They ran over them, and then they ran through obviously the Pelicans. Was it Pelicans? Might have been Pelicans. Man, it's me how to brain fart like this. Was it Pelicans? Nah, that's the first round then. That was them. No, Thunder. Boom, there it was. 2 number ones. So they were knocked off 2 teams that were fighting for number 1 seed. And they're in the Western Conference. They knocked out the Clippers, they won't fight number 1. They were just, first one in. Knock out the Clippers, which I expected. The Clippers were the overall better team until match show otherwise. And the Timberwolves were the better team, lacking offensive capabilities. But they exploited them. Like I said, the biggest thing about the Mavericks, they've been able to adjust a lot better than everyone else has been. The entire playoffs, like phenomenally. It was great. I'm not gonna go into that. Every time though, they just adjusted perfectly. Great strategies, all the good stuff. So, all that being said, this is the first time the Celtics are going to be challenged. First time they're going to be challenged. It's going to be right now. Is it going to be more than 6 games? Potentially. I actually foresee it actually ending 6 games by either side. The first 2 games are going to be the biggest determining factor of what's going to happen here. Going this right here. So I'm going to just quick run this out there. I believe the Mavericks are going to bring that fire coming into it as an underdog, trying to claim their first title. And Boston, with Porzingis in or out, is not going to be ready for this full dynamic. What's going to happen towards them? What's coming their way? So they're going to be able to probably defend themselves the way that they should be defend themselves. Before I keep going with that, quick injuries. Yeah. So right now, even Olivier Maxence Prosper. He's game time decision as well. So Luka's game time, so is he, but Porzingis isn't on the list. So is that an expectation of him playing then? That would not be. Yeah. Celtics are fully healthy, according to this. So, yeah, Porzingis is going to be in. With that being said, that's nothing changed there. I still feel that Porzingis is actually going to be one of the key things for why, if they lose, they lose. Because we don't know how healthy he is and how much intensity he will be able to bring. I don't foresee him actually being a heavily used person at the moment. Usage is going to be down a little bit. That's why I feel to be the case. As he try to go through the motions and get things underway, blah, blah, blah. And I think they're going to take, Mavericks going to take advantage of that down low. I foresee Mavericks winning this game. They're going to catch them off guard. I'm not gonna lie, Jaylen Brown and Tatum are going to actually be pulling the weight, especially at home first game. But I do foresee this is a game. If either one of these two games at home that they lose, I believe it's going to be the first game. And then Boston going to clean their shit up and come back hard fight the next game. I do foresee that being the case. So with that being said, I'm going to go to my numbers, start doing things. The spread is plus 6.5. Dallas hit that in the last 10 games, of which they were the underdog. And I believe that's going to be the case here today. For safety reasons, tell you guys to do plus 6.5 spread with the over 215.5. I said I think it's gonna be a high scoring game because Mavericks will come out firing and Boston has no problem keeping up. When the pace goes fast, you saw what happened to the Pacers. They put about 151 game, 149, 150. Don't play. They had no problem scoring. I foresee everyone actually getting points. So actually, I might make a parlay in regards to everyone being over 25. That's Kyrie, that's Luka, that's Tatum, that's Brown. I believe that all four are going to go over today. Just FYI, in case you guys want to throw something else in there extra. If not 4, at least 3 to 4. Look at you, Tatum. Now I don't know about Tatum. But maybe actually Kyrie may or may not be the guy. But we'll see though. Like I said, I'm still doing that parlay probably. Just because I thought you doing that bad boy. But I do feel that Dallas is going to win this game. I expect you guys. I recommend you guys if you play safe, to do the spread plus 6.5 with the over 215.5. That's a parlay for you guys today, and we're gonna run that and we're gonna make some money together. Game 1, Dallas, I feel is gonna come out firing all 17 cylinders. That's what I feel is gonna be the case. Boston is might get overwhelmed, and they might do some comeback in the second half. Well, catch up back up in the second quarter, and then maybe should be down in the second half. That's what I do foresee might be the case. But we shall see what happens, though. But like I said, parlay for the day, guys, plus 6.5. Spread Dallas, and over 215.5. I get some run blue for the Mavericks today, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely playing that extra money line for that, plus 205. That's a spicy little thing that I feel could be the one. You know what I'm saying? So, for that being said, let's go out there and make this money, guys. Happy gambling grinders. Make a wish. Out.